Welcome to Horse Racing Today, as we're just loaded with problems to get started. Too many people, I guess, to get online or something at the moment. So it took us a little bit longer than expected to get started. So with Churchill Downs, race number 1, Terry, we won't go through any of the free pick stuff. We'll do that in just a minute. Let's just race through race number 1.
All right. So I like the one. Well, you want to know the.
Yeah, we have time to go through that.
Okay.
Part,
so it's a 1 3/8 miles on the turf, allowance $127,000 purse for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, which have not won a race other than a maiden claiming or starter, which have never won 2 races.
Yes, and the profile of a winner at one of these marathons belongs to horses that are closers. 13% still have gone wire to wire. The rail has been bad for Stillify. The 2 and 3 have been better. 4 through 7 are the best. 8 and out are fair. Terry, real quick, we'll run through some data. There is a link to our smart sheet in the description on YouTube, as well as the instructions on how to use them. Real quick, Terry, a couple of horses have shown they can hit par for this level.
Yeah, the 1 and the 5 both have hit par in the past. And then
it looks like a few of them can do it as well today.
Yeah, those 2 plus the 2 and the 6 also show they can probably do it.
So while horses that close have a good shot to win, the field is loaded with closers. The one horse could get the jump on all of these folks, Terry. And according to our comfort zone, a couple of horses in here with a strong chance to find today's race to look a lot like their best performances.
That's right. There's 2 of them, 1 and 2, that are above 50% margin that we like to see, especially that 2 is at 93%.
5 horse over here is a yes horse as well, dropping in class along with the 4 horse. Terry, looks like we have a pretty solid jockey on the 3 and maybe compete for the best trainer.
Yeah, the 2 actually looks like the best trainer, but I think the best jockey trainer combination is that 2.
We have our top total pace horses. Usually the winner comes out of these top 4. The 1 horse, 6 points better than everybody else. 5 points equals about 1 length. So if the early pace and the late speed add up, the way they do many a times, the 1 horse should win by about a length. Terry, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it should. It's my first choice. Won her last race at Churchill Downs. Her best turf speed is fast among today's starters. Actually tied with another horse. She has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey and has the highest last speed rating. And then Wedding Mood, my second choice, is a closer who won her last race at Churchill Downs, and she has a high percentage winner and trainer. And then the 5 is my third choice, finished third versus Tougher in her last race. Drops in class, has the highest last speed rating, actually tied with the 1 horse, and her best turf speed is fast among today's starters. And then the 6 quietly is my long shot, ran second versus similar in her last race, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. No bets for me here.
For me, I like the 1 horse too, Stellify, top choice, total pace, top length, huge late speed pop in its last borderline stakes level material, though the rail sucks. Well, you're going to have to overcome that. Wedding Mood, winner of 2 since coming in from France. And not surprisingly, the European horse with the best turf breeding. Quietly is on my list as the 3rd pick. 3rd up after a layoff, should look like the last one. And the horse did show some improvement in the middle out. And Tarnima, the 5 horse, is your simulation favorite. It is a class dropper. I just don't know, based upon its performances at 1.5 miles, that today's distance is the right. Maybe it needs to go a little bit longer. Say hello to Jonathan. How are you today? You like the 1? Our good friend, Charles Trent, also likes the 1 horse. So I guess I ought to get off of that one altogether. And Michael, a funny thing about yesterday, the pick of the day, the 7 horse was supposed to be the best bet of the day. It went off as the long shot of the day, and the long shot of the day went off more like a best bet of the day. They reversed roles, but they both managed to come home winners. So
yep,
I will take that. And today didn't really put any of that together like that today. Unfortunately, had some earlier in the day stuff I had to do that didn't allow for me to kind of go through all that is the way I would like to. But the 1 horse is on the lead as our race shape projected. It probably would be. Next up behind that is the 5 horse, then the 3, then the 6. So right now the favorite, Stellify, with that top total pace advantages on the lead. All of them are kind of bunched up in there. I'd say from the nose of the 1 to the tail of the 4, maybe 4 lengths in total. Opening quarter, maybe for the distance, a mile and what is it, 3/16? I think 23 and 88. Could prove to be a little bit quick for the one horse. If I'm backing that one horse heavily, I probably want to see something a little bit closer to 48 as they hit the half-mile marker. Nonetheless, the one continues to set the tone. 47 and 12. I don't know. That's pretty fast. The 3 and the 5 horse, the 5 going too wide all the way around the track. Not the best of paths, if you will. The 3 horse still hanging in there, though, starting to give up a little bit of ground. So they come around that turn again, make their way down the backside for the second time. Really no change in the running order. You got the 1, then the 5, then the 3, trying to save ground on the rail with the 2. The 6 also taking a 2-wide trip all the way around the track. The 4 horse, Heartspin, the longest shot on the board, continues to trail the pack as they start to bunch up. The 1 horse still running kind of comfortably, 111 and 61 for 3/4 of a mile. The 3 horse saving some ground on the rail. The 5 horse, a tough run. I mean, it's just hard to run 2 around the track all the way. It looks like the 2 horse is going to come. The 3 horse is trying to get him, but the 1 horse's jockey hasn't asked him to go yet. So I got to suspect that the 1 still has some horse left. We're going to find out in a minute if indeed that's the case. Yes, the 1 horse is widening a little bit, but starting to drift up the track a little and getting a little wobbly in the legs as they make their way to the finish line, although nobody's really making up a lot of ground, Terry. So it looks like the 1 horse is going to take this one, then Indy's Halo, then Heartspin, and then the 2 horse Wedding Moon. So 1, 3, 4, and 2 in your opener at Churchill Downs. I just think it's tough. I can see maybe in a 6-furlong race, a 1-turn race, but a 3-turn race where your horses are too wide all the way around, it's going to be a tough road to hoe right there, right?
It is, yeah.
Michael Herbert saying, hope you're feeling better today, Terry. So you can certainly answer that question.
Yeah, I'm feeling much better today. Yeah, a lot better.
All right. So before we go off to race number 2, just a reminder, I picked one for today. Evangeline Downs is the free track tonight. So you can head on over to horseracingtoday.net. There is a link in the description below. Kindly use that. 8 races, 8 scratches, some symmetry there, of course. When the show is over for the Churchill Downs race, we'll post our commentary along with the race replay here. We will timestamp every race so you can come back as the night moves along. Watch every race. I think race 6 is your best bet, Terry. So you can come back and see why Terry likes the number 3 horse in race number 6 as his best bet. Whilst you're here, hit that HRT gear button, get yourself a hat, a t-shirt. You got a week left to save 10% if you hook yourself up with 3 different items. We would certainly appreciate that. Terry, race number 2. Well, we got our first pick home. After that, we sucked. This is 5.5 furlongs for 2-year-olds, Terry. And, really not a whole lot to say about that. Speed does win. 4 races, 1 went wire to wire. The rest were shotgun, Terry. And race number 2, most of these horses are making their first start. So when you look at the first starts, what are some of the keys you want to pay attention to in our data, Terry?
Well, you want to look at those workouts, first of all. As you can see over there, several of them have workouts. And what we like to see is anything that's 2.5 or better on this points. You could get a maximum of 3, and you can see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 horses that have went above the 2.5, especially a couple of them went way above that. So yeah, except for the 3, everybody is the 3 didn't come out in its debut and hit par for this level. So you got to look at the first-time starters, Terry. And as you mentioned, you can rank them from best to worst. I do anyway. So let's go ahead and see how you see race number 2 with all these horses looking for the Virgin win. Well, I like the number 6 horse. She's on a roll. She is a first-time starter whose dam has 1 winner from 1 starter. Her sire wins 100% of the races with first-time starters. She has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 29% of the races with horses he trains in debut, maiden, special weight races, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. So, or he does. So there's a lot of, or no, it's a girl. And then number 5 is Curtain Call. First-time starter whose dam has 3 winners from 3 starters, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And Southeastern, the 1 is my 3rd choice. He's a first-time starter whose dam has 1 winner from 1 starter, and His sire wins 100% of the races with first-time starters, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. I like the 2 Clocker Special as my my long shot. Another first-time starter whose dam has 1 winner from 3 starters. The sire wins 19% of the race with first-time starters and has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 23% of the starts with the horses he trains. And then I'm going to play the very first pick, Miami Vice, Don Johnson. I'm going to use 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and 8 with the 4, 5, with the 3, 8. Finish up with 3, 4, 9, 10, a $48 ticket.
Yeah, this pick 4 sequence is fun. I'm going to start with that 6 horse too, Terry. Wesley Ward, you know that horse. Usually Wesley Ward horses pop out of the gates with some oomph. Chantel Sutherland told us in our horse center show that you better hang on tight. Otherwise, you might fly off. Does have the highest score, 2.91, or one of the highest scores, 2.91, and a back bullet workout. Like to see that. And then I'm going to go with Hyperlink, the 8 horse. That does get our highest score. 2.96 does have some strong Keeneland works. Getting set for this day. Number 5, Curtain Call. First time starter, also with a good bullet workouts in here. And then finally, I'm going to go with number 4, Obliteration. Was a tough call for me over the 1 horse, but the 4 horse, better workouts in my opinion. 2 horses should be in that mix too, folks, from first time starters anyway. So that's it for me. I'm going to go with the pick 4 of 4, 5, 6, and 8. Toss out the second favorite in Southeastern. Hope I catch that right. 1, 4, 5, 3, 4, 8, and 10, and then 5, 10, because I really struggled to find where I wanted to put 2 horses in here. And then I'm going to spend some of my money. I don't think I spent my whole 100 today. 50-cent trifecta box, 4, 5, 6, and 8 for me, Terry. Race number 3 in this 8-race card. Terry, tell us all about it.
All right, it's a 6 furlong race. It's a claiming race, $80,000 claiming price, purse $82,000. It's for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won 2 races.
Yes, to get that second W at 6 furlongs in Louisville, Kentucky, you better have some giddy up and go. Early speed, 27% of the time, gate to wire style, and the inside post positions are better than outside post positions. In this case, Terry, we'll take a look at who's got the best chance to get the lead early according to our simulations. And looks like a few might try, but one might be a touch quicker than the rest.
Yeah, it looks like the one has a little bit more speed than anybody else. Gets a good break and no trouble. Should get that quarter pole first.
Mm-hmm. The 1 and the 7 also 2 horses that have produced par races in here, Terry. And looks like at least one of them has a good chance to do it again today.
Yeah, there's actually the 4, the 1, the 4, and 6 or 5 show that they have a really good chance to either equal or exceed the par speed number for today.
Mm-hmm. Par speed number is 84, and what we do is 1,000 simulations. This first one tells you if they've done it, if it's on their past performances already. Over here, we do 1,000 simulations where we simulate the speed figures and 1,000 times. So 338 out of 1,000 times. Elegant in our simulations managed to put out a number of 84 or better. Over here, we're looking at horses that showed better pace, either in the opening quarter, middle part of the race, or the end. And then here we're looking at fractions in the opening quarter and the second quarter, seeing if anybody's actually picked up a little bit of pace there. These red arrows are dropping in class. The green arrows are moving up in class. And I do this a little bit differently than everybody else. I use the par speed figures instead of the dollar amounts. And then, so if one had a par speed figure of 86 and another one of 81, that's 5 points. 5 points equals 1 length. So in this case, you see, C'est la vie, Charlie, your biggest class dropper, moving 1.4 lengths. That's a pretty good drop in class there, Terry. Our race shape, 2 on the front, 3 in the back, should favor speed in here, Terry, but our comfort zone gives us 3 horses. Well, they're all over 50%.
Yeah, they are. They're all going to be pretty comfortable in here, especially that 5, 7, and 1. The 5 and 7 are over 90%.
So we take a look at our opening projected pace and how close the horses will be to the leader. And then we match that up to their best performances to see how likely today's race will be right in their comfort zone. So C zone is the score on there. Again, top 4 horses in our top total pace usually produces the winner. And over here for the first time today, we see the 5-horse Stage Presence. Its last race speed figure, 8 points better than the next closest horse. Andrew Beyer in his books says a 3-point speed figure advantage really merits your attention, Terry. I like him. You got somebody else on top in race number 3. Oh, we both got that one on top.
Yeah, I do. I have the 5-horse Stage Presence. We won her own a race at Churchill Downs, earning the highest last speed rating. She has a high percentage winning trainer and a good workout on June 5th at 4 furlongs. Kentucky Smoke Show, the 4 is my second choice. She has a win out of 3 starts at Churchill Downs, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Elegant, the 1, my third choice, drops in class today. The Rail Post winning at a 21% clip. She has a high percentage winning trainer. And then the 2, Day Dawning, is my long shot, has finished in the money in the last 3 starts, winning one of those starts. Blinkers are added today to keep her mind on business, and she has a good workout on the 1st of June at 4 furlongs. No additional bets for me here.
I'm going to start off with the 5-horse as well in this race. Stage Presence has that 8-point last race speed figure advantage. The fractions were better. The pace was better. The horse could continue on that path today. Elegant, the 1 horse on the lead. Yes. On the rail. Yes. And is a yes horse. Has hit par already. Kentucky Smoke Show is our top par plus runner. Strong 4 furlong workout at Churchill Downs. And as Mike Smith told us, how they train at Churchill's, how they run at Churchill, a 4 furlong workout in 46.3 seconds. Terry, what do they call that?
Very fast.
Yes, indeed. Gets the very qualifier. And C'est La Vie Charlie, speed and fade in the first start after a layoff. I think you will see more stamina in round 2 for C'est La Vie Charlie. I'm going to do a $5 exact. I think I have enough money to do it. I know I didn't spend all of my money, Terry. So I'm going to do $5 exact the key box. Why not? And then I'm going to put the 5 over the 1, 3, 5 over the 1, 3, and 4. And I have a feeling it's going to go 5-1 anyway, but what the heck, right?
Yeah.
I have money to burn.
Yeah.
Like James Brown said, to be the boss, you got to be the boss, right?
That's it.
You got to pay the cost to be the boss. Ha! Look at me. I got money to burn. So I got money to burn. James Brown today. All right. Race number 4 marks the end of the first half of the card, Terry. Tell me the conditions to get into this guy.
Well, it's a 6 furlong race, claiming race, $16,000 claiming price, purse $37,000. It's for 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won 3 races, or 3-year-olds.
3-year-olds, all right. So looking at 6 furlongs, again, we mentioned it is early speed. I've never really heard it's for 3-year-olds, which have not won 3 or 3 years old. I mean, is that for what matter of touch for difference does it make? Oh, so if you're 3 and you've won 3 races, you can get an eye. Seemed kind of odd to me, but speed still does pretty well. 27% of the time, as I mentioned, wire to wire is the way to the winner's circle. Inside post positions better than outside post positions in race number 4. Terry, once again, and we got a couple that are sort of in the inside with some gas.
Yeah, the 3 and the 4 have the most gas, and they're pretty close to one another. So the only other one that close to them is that outside horse, the 10.
Mm-hmm. And this race, hitting par might be a good clue or a good place to fish for some winners, Terry. We have 4 of them that have hit the mark, which according to Brisnet is 86. Who are they?
They're 3, 5, 7, and 8 have all either equaled or exceeded the speed par number for this race. And then the next for today, the 6 and the 8 have the highest numbers, although there's several of them here that have a really good chance to exceed or equal the speed par number.
Now, the 6 right in here didn't show any improvement last time out, running at the same level. It's the only horse that didn't show any improvement, finding that more often than not, the winner does have some prior race betterment. So keep an eye out on that. Terry, really haven't talked too much about jockeys and trainers today. So what do you see over here in this column?
Well, the 10 has the best jockey, and the 3 has the best trainer, but I think the 8 has the best jockey-trainer combination.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on in that column as well. Looking at our race shape, Terry, it's a bunch of horses that want to be middle back. Left arrow action could work out. So you got the 3 horse that can go from left arrow action. The 4 horse can go left arrow action. Who's going to get a comfort zone trip today that they may prefer?
Well, look, most of them have above 50% or real close to that, all but 3 of them, and they should be very comfortable running in this race.
So maybe the thing to look at is which horses have the most upside. Here we're going to look at our speed chart for the first time today. We see that the 8 horse has the highest speed figure ability relative to the rest of the horses in this field. Look at this right here, Terry. That 6 horse, really volatile, so it can really do well or not so well. Looking at the average race, that would be this red dot right here. Looks to me like the 7, maybe the 10, produces the best average race in there, Terry. Top 4 total pace horses again, 8, 4, 10, 7. The winner 7 out of 10 times is in that group. Maybe more often in your grouping, Terry. Who do you got in race number 4?
Well, I like the 8 Penrod. He won his last race at Churchill Downs and at today's distance. He has the highest last speed rating and a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Then I like the 3 as my second choice. Drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer, and they put blinkers on today. And then the 6, my third choice, finished 3rd versus similar in his last race and can handle today's distance. And then that 10 is my long shot, Western Command. He has a high percentage winning trainer and wins 20% of the races. In the first race after claiming a horse, he switches to high percentage winning jockey, and he has a good workout on June 4th at 4 furlongs. No additional bets for me here.
Vitament's going to get the call for me as my top pick, Terry. Really good shot to be forward on a left arrow horse right there. I like that. It is a yes horse with a strong chance. Dropping in class in here, so I'm into that with the high C-zone score. Pretty good mix of smart sheets information. The inside post position should help too, because everybody else that kind of rated higher or as high is on the outside, and inside's better than out. So Penrod, another yes horse, top total pace horse. All or nothing though for this guy, Terry. He's run 11 times, won twice. Every other time he took the day off. Number 10, Western Command. Could be better in the second start after a layoff, although I wanted the horse to improve, has some late speed, has some early speed, but second up record is really kind of spotty. He's going to have to kind of reverse that curse. And then Catamount, the 4 horse, very consistent performer, maybe the most untapped potential, making just the 5th start of its career. I am going to put together a $1 exacta key box, the 3 with all. And I hope it goes the longest shot on the board over the 3. But that would kill our pick 4s, though, Terry. But before we move on to the second half of the card, which will begin in race number 5, we're off tomorrow, but we'll be back for Parks on Monday and Tuesday for our normal schedule. Wednesday and Thursday are to be determined, but we'll tell you about that next week. And to make sure you're watching and winning with 7-1 best bets, Terry, what's the best thing you can do?
Well, you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit that bell so that you're told about all the programs coming up and what time they start. Copy the link down below and share it with everybody you know so they can come out, take a look at us. I know they're going to like what they see. And also encourage them to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And then go to our social sites as YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, and Blue Sky at Horse Race, the number 2 day, and give us a thumbs up and a like. And then keep the comments and picks coming. We really enjoy to see them. And it helps with our algorithms.
Yeah, boost our scores when people search for horse racing content on Google or Facebook or YouTube or wherever. I certainly appreciate your time with us today. Terry, take the time to tell us about this next one.
All right. So in this 5th race, we're going to go at a mile on the turf, and it's allowance race, $50,000 allowance race. It's an $83,000 purse. It's for 3-year-olds and upward, which have started for a claiming price of $50,000 or less, or which have broken their maiden in a maiden auction race, and which have never won a race other than a maiden claiming or waiver claiming race.
So here we find at a mile on the turf, a couple of very interesting trends. Closers have done very well. Only 1 out of 12 horses went wire to wire, so probably not a very good chance to get to the front and stay there. And outside horses have performed superior to the inside horses. So in race number 4, Terry, 5, ordinarily we look at the horses with the early speed. We see them over here. But since the outside horses with late speed tend to be the best way to find a winner circle, let's focus on this column, Terry. And as the race is coming to a close, who's going to be hustling the most?
Well, it looks like the 6 will, followed up by the 1 and 5, and possibly that 11. They're all pretty close on their numbers. So,
yeah, look at the 5 horse over here, Terry. He's got some early speed to boot and some late legs to go with it. It does make it our top total pace horse in there. So maybe 2 out of 13 go wire to wire. Well, the 5 looks more like a co-pilot than a pilot. Another thing that favors the front runners is our race shape here. Most of your horses want to be middle or back. So maybe one of these speed horses has a better than usual chance, Terry. Looks like everybody but the 3 has shown it's got some ability to get close to or above par, Terry. So which ones today are most likely to do it again?
well, it looks like to me like they all got a good chance, and several of them are in the 30 to 40%. But that 8 horse is over 50%, which to me is means it's got a very good chance to equal or exceed the speed part number for this race.
Yeah, the 10 horse in here, House United, does have the biggest class drop. That might be where you find your winner today, Tara. Maybe it's teaming up with the best jockey or the best trainer, or maybe that's one and the same. What do you think?
Well, the 7 looks like the best jockey. 10 looks like the best trainer, but I think the 7 is the best jockey trainer combination.
Pineland, right in there. That's a yes horse. Pretty good chance. Did show some mid-race improvement, a little bit better fractions in the second quarter mile last time out. And on our C-zone, Terry, a whole bunch of them again green, but we only see 2 over 50%. That's the 7 and the 9. This looks like a wide open race, Terry. You got the 5, the 7, the 11, and the 4 as your top 4 total pace horses. I think in this race, we don't agree on a whole lot, if anything, but what do you got?
Well, I like the 9 in here. He has not raced for more than 4 months, but he's got several good workouts in a row, including a bullet workout in the last one. And he's won 30% of his races on the turf, so he likes the turf. And he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Then I like the 10 House Unlimited. Won his last race at Churchill Downs, has the highest last speed rating, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. The 3 Gamblin' George, my third choice, won his last race on the turf at today's distance, and he has a high percentage winning trainer. Then I like Musical Maestro of the 4. He was beaten only 1 3/4 lengths versus similar in his last start, has a high percentage winning trainer, and switches to high percentage winning jockey. I play the last pick 4, Miami Vice Don Johnson, 3, 4, 9, 10 with the 3 singled, with the 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to finish up with a 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 10. $48 ticket.
Got a whole lot of stuff going on there. I'm going to go with a horse that you don't have to my picks. This is the 5 horse. That is Covert Law. It is our simulation's favorite top total pace horse. Should be one of the closers in here. It's a second up horse, getting the second start after layoff. So I'm looking forward to some improvement. And it has a yes. The number 10 horse, House United, the only one you and I agree on in here, Terry. So we're both crossing our fingers that one. Dominated in the mud last time out. Better across the board with all of its pace and a little bit faster fractions. Number 8, Curlin's Jester. Another one of those horses with a little bit of a long shot ability. It is a left arrow horse, meaning it is a closer, but the early speed should put that horse into contention out of the gates. And then finally with that horse, not a lot of speed, and that outside post should help. And then number 1, Ascari. I really wanted to rank this guy higher, but the post has failed to score a W in 12 races at the distance on the grass. So you can't put that guy on top, but I did put him in my pick 4 just in case that O goes. 1, 5, 8, 10 with the 1, 3, 8 with the 1, 3 with the 2, 4, 6, and 8. And then I'm going to do a $2 exacta key box with the 5 over the 1, 4, 7, 8, and 10 to spend a little bit more of my money. 3 races to go. Race number 6 is one of those, Terry. And of course, there's a cover charge to get in. And what is the cost of entering race 6?
Well, it's 6.5 furlongs. It's an allowance race, $50,000. It's an $83,000 purse. It's for 3-year-olds and upward, which have started for a claiming price of $50,000 or less, and which have broken their maiden in a maiden auction race, and which have never won a race other than a maiden claiming or waiver claiming race.
So let's take a look at that 6.5 furlongs for the first time today. You're looking at the early speed again. 27% of the time, the horse that wins the first call wins the last call. Strong rail for Gardener. 2 and 3 get a discount. 4 through 7 is positive, and 8 and out horses, they get smacked hard. Terry, so we want some speed. Heck, if the one horse has a lot of speed, you probably can stop right there. Who's got the speed in race number 6?
Well, as you can see there's plenty of speed in here, and they're all pretty darn close, or at least 3 of them are. So I think it's a who-knows race on who gets that quarter pole first.
Yeah, I think that's probably true as well. And you look over here, a lot of the early pace numbers that are in reverse from the first call leader. So it really will be a mixed bag. Probably inside will have the edge over the outside. You got 4 in here, Terry, that have proven they can already hit 91 on the speed gun. Who are they, and who are the ones that are likely to do it again today?
Well, 2 and 3, and then the 8 and 9 all have equaled or exceeded that speed number. And then today, as you can see, they all have a little chance to do it, but the 1, 2, and 3 have the best chance to equal or exceed today's speed per number.
I've got a kind of a somewhat balanced race in here. You have a couple horses that want to be towards the front, a host of them that want to be in the middle, a couple in the back. So the race should kind of lay out the way horses want them to lay out, but only 2 of them getting a comfort zone score, Terry, at 50% or more.
That's right. That 2 and that 4, they're way over 50%, so they're going to be very comfortable according to the data in this race.
Yeah, the 2 also grading out as one of the simulation favorites. The lone PC horse, those lone PCs and ECs can be extremely dangerous. We see the 3 horse, Terry, 3 points. Top last race speed figure advantage. The 3 also an 8-point late speed advantage. Again, 5 points, 1 length, so about 1.5 lengths faster than everybody when they come out of the turn for home. And then also a 1 pace top total pace edge in there, Terry. This has the makings of a best bet, in my opinion. And what do we get?
It is my best bet in this race. Number 3, Suited and Booted. He won his last race at Churchill Downs, but was placed second for interference. But he has the highest last speed rating and a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then the 1, Gardener, is my second choice, finishing the money in 4 out of 6 career starts, winning 2 of the starts, and can go the distance, and has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Then Trust Issues, the 8, is my third choice. He won his last race. He has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey and a good workout on June 2nd. I like the 9 as my long shot, finished 3rd in his first race back after being off for 4 months. He has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 17% of the starts with a horse he trains. When he has a horse he trains, runs in, and dirt starts. And his best start speed is fast among today's starters. He has a bullet workout on June 5th. And I bet 20 to win, 30 to place on number 3, $10 exacta box 1, 3, a $5 exacta key box 3 with the 1, 8, and 9.
I'm going to go fast because they're loading in race 2. I like the 3 horse Suited and Booted. We pointed out all those in race advantages it has: speed figure, late pace, total pace. The Gardener, the 1 horse in there, the rail wins are too big of a rate to ignore. It's also our sim favorite. 4 times out of Churchill, 2 wins, 2 seconds. Those are good enough for me. Trust Issues. The 8 horse should try for the front. Blazing workout between races, which is its best published workout. And then finally, Showmaster. It was a tough call for me over to 7. Furious Anger, but more upside in the 4th race and a pair of excellent workouts. Any better post position draw. No additional bets for me as well. Let's go off to race number 2. Let's take a look at what our picks look like and what the data tells us. The horses load for the second. Right now, the 6 horse is your favorite. They're off and running, and the 6 horse is bantering about to the front there, Terry. Looks like he's got a lot of horse. And then the 4 horse right there is in second place, trying to keep pace. The 6 horse has gotten the lead. The 4 horse coming up in there pretty nicely. The 5 horse Also in contention right now, those three look like they're the ones to beat, although the 2-horse might screw up my trifecta. I hope he doesn't do that. The 4-horse has dipped his nose out to the front, Terry. The 6-horse tailing off, and I think that 6-horse might screw up my exacta because the 2-horse might run by him at the end. Come on, to flatten out for me, please. He's not going to flatten out at all, Terry. He going to screw up my trifecta box, but your 4-horse, Terry, is a runaway winner. Then the 5, then the 2.
Only one of 2 horses I didn't use.
Yeah, well, if we go back to here, Terry, I mean, this is why we do this, folks.
I know.
That 4-horse over here, right? Obliteration. So we take a look at obliteration. Bang. He's got the 2.66. So he was one of the top 4. He got the call for me over the 2 because of the back bullet workout.
Yeah.
And he went off at 10-1. And then the 5. Would have been nice if the 6-horse had English Richard had hung on. But guess what? The 6 didn't do. He didn't hang on. It's the way it goes sometimes, right? But
it is.
We're alive on the pick 4. Hopefully we can make it all the way through the end. The late daily double begins in race number 7 and is a weird distance. Terry, usually these 7.5 furlong races are reserved for the about status on turf, but not today.
Yeah, no, this is 7.5 furlongs, and it's on the regular track, the dirt track. All optional claiming race. It's an $80,000 claiming price with a purse of $134,000 for 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won $18,000 twice, other than a maiden claiming starter or state bred, or which have never won 3 races or a claiming price of $80,000.
So this weirdo distance, 7.5 furlongs. I mean, is as close to a route as you can get. They've only run 4 races, so even at Churchill, they think it's odd. Stalkers have won all of them. 0 went wire to wire. They had 1 win from the rail, so Ignite the Light, and the rest left from post 4, 5, 6, or 7. Terry, you don't necessarily want the horse on the lead. It doesn't hurt, but horses that are forward probably got a pretty good chance in here, Terry, and looks like plenty of them will compete early on for that front runner status.
Yeah, they do, but the 7 and the 4 has the most speed, and if they get out the gate at the same time, they could go head to head to quarter pole.
We might have another 3-horse that merits best bet status in here, Terry. Look, it's the Simulation favorite. Has about a 1.5 length speed advantage, about a 1.5 top total pace advantage. 1 of 2 yes horses, Terry, and you can see here also sports a pretty strong season. I mean, par plus. I'm par plus.
Yeah, 51%. So it's over that 50% margin we like to see.
Down here on the comfort zone, a little light on the comfort zone. No true front runner, so the 1-horse can take that if it likes. You see the 7-horse might push up. The 4-horse might push up. Those are left arrow horses. If you're going to pick a horses or a couple of them for comfort trips, Terry, who would you pick?
Well, I picked the 5 or the 7. They look like they'd be the most comfortable running in this race, according to the data.
And from jockeys and trainers, who would you pick?
I would pick the 1 as my jockey and the 4 as my trainer, but I'd pick the 1 as my jockey-trainer combination.
Everybody except the 2 and the 3 are moving up in class, some more so than others in here. The horse with the most upside on its resume is the 3-horse. And it looks like the 5 has the best average race, although the 6 is close behind there, Terry. 3, 5, 2, and 1, top 4 total pace horses. To start your daily double, Terry, which 4 horses would you consider putting on top?
Well, I like the 1, Ignite the Light. He finished in the money in his last 5 starts and won 2 of those races, has a high percentage winning trainer. Jockey, Deer District. The 2 is my second choice, finished 3rd in his last race. His best start speed is faster than the average winning speed, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. Cat on Time, the 3 is my 3rd choice. He is a head away from winning the last 3 races in a row, and he has the highest last speed rating, has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 18% of the allowance races he has a horse running in, and his best start speed is fast among today's starters. Coach Jimmy D is my long shot, the 4. He's finished in the money his last 4 starts, winning 2 of those races, and he has a high percentage winning jockey and a nice bullet workout on June 5th. No bets.
Cat on Time, sim favorite, top total pace, 1 of 2 yes horses with the 1 horse. This one should be forward and is also the other Yes Horse and Ignite My Light. Deer District, the 2 horse. That one's faster by about a second in its last race, but the sort that at the end of the race starts to look around a little bit and hangs. He's a wallpaper horse. Then finally, number 8, Tour Player, something I would have aspired to be if I started playing golf when I was younger. I still would like to play on the tour, but I don't know what tour takes people that shoot in the 80s and 90s. Looking for more, though, in the second start after a layoff. Last was its career best race after a long layoff. And usually if a horse is off 4 or 5 months and comes back and puts out its best performance of its life, a lot of times those horses are real regression risks. Again, before we go off to race number 8, the final race today, just a few minutes over at horseracingtoday.net, you will find a recap of today's show along with a race replay, all of our commentary and notes. Make sure you take a look at that. When you're there, hit that HRT or get button, get yourself a hat, a t-shirt, a barbecue, apron, all sorts of great stuff over there with the Horse Racing Today logo on there. Great way to support the show and look great. And then finally, guaranteed tip sheet, Evangeline Downs, free picks, link in the description. Please use that. And if you want to use the smart sheets for the rest of today at Churchill Downs, as well as understand the different data points, all of that is available within the description on YouTube as well. Terry, for the last time this week, what's going on in the finale?
Well, we're going to go 6 furlongs again. It's a maiden race, $92,000 purse. It's for maidens, 3-year-olds and upward.
6 furlongs, we already mentioned a couple of times, does favor horses that can get to the front 27% of the time on the lead. Inside posts are better than outside posts. And much like the race we just saw, race number 8 has a few first-time starters in here. We also see another number over here we'll talk about in just a minute, Terry. But of the horses with experience, who's going to get to the front?
Well, it looks like that 3 will. That 3 should get to that front if it breaks out of the gate good and the jockey makes the best decision.
So one of the things I like to look for in the smart sheets, particularly on horses where you have a few first-time starters with the 2 and the 4, Terry already pointed out, you're looking for scores of 2.5 or better. They both qualify, but what's even better, Terry, is they're only 2 first-time starters. Everybody else who has run has not come close to par. When they all don't hit par, you absolutely 1,000% have to entertain the idea of putting those 2 in your picks, Terry. But of the horses with experience, if one of them is really going to like this race, maybe 2 of them, which ones would you lean on?
Well, the one in the 7 shows the most, the highest data, would probably be the best or most comfortable horse to end this race.
So along with looking at the first-time starter scores in the field of no's, we have over here what's called second race par ability. So on average, the horse in their second start can improve their speed figure about 5 to 13 points. That's your bell curve right in there, right? Some will do better, some will do worse. And then we add it to the last race speed figure. 91, Mo Work is on its potentiality radar. You also have to consider those. So you got to look at the 2. You got to look at the 4. You got to look at the 6 based upon all of this red over here. Terry, which ones did you look at?
Okay, well, for me, I'm going to finish up the day with the 8. He finished 3rd in his last race, has the highest speed figure at today's distance, tied with another horse. His best dirt speed is fast among today's starters, tied with another horse. Has a high percentage winning jockey and a good 4 furlong workout on June 7th. And then I like 3 Lambeau. He has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. His early speed running style will help chances. So today's shorter distance can help. And he has the best dirt speed among today's starters. Mr. Banderas, the 1 is my 3rd choice. He ran 2nd in his last 2 races. The rail post win in 21% clip. Has a good workout on June 7th at 4 furlongs. And then Good Mojo, the 2 is my long shot. He's a first-time starter whose dam has 3 winners from 4 starters. And the breeding suits today's sprint distance. He has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and he has a bullet workout on June 6th. That's it for me. No bets. I'm out of money.
Well, with all those red no's, I'm going to go with the 6. Mo Work. That second race improvement could put him as high as 91, where 90 is the speed figure that you need on average to win. Good Mojo. That one's my 2nd choice. Again, first-time starters, the 2 and the 4. I put him on my pick tickets because everybody else is a no. This is the first with a better inside draw than the 4 horse. So that's not a big gap between the 2. The 4 horse is your top rated first-time starter. And then the 8 horse, Terry's top pick, is the simulation favorite of the experienced horses with the top total pace. So I say, you know what, Terry? I'm just going to take the first four even number horses and put them in a trifecta box. Why not?
All right.
2, 4, 6, and 8 to wind up my picks. Here are our picks for the entirety of the day. In race number 1, Terry, the 1 horse won with ease. In race number 4, the 4 horse won with some ease. So maybe all the winners today will be easy, like Sunday Morning, the Commodores, one of my favorite songs for sure. Here's the way we see the rest of the card, just to kind of walk through the rest of our bets. I have an exacta key box, 5 over the 1, 3, 4 in race number 3. In race number 4, I have a $1 exacta key box, 3 in all. So a key box day for me. Race 5 is the race of death, as the end of the first pick 4 and the beginning of the second pick 4. Terry's pick 4 right there, Don Johnson, as well for me. I have another exacta key box, 5 over the 1, 4, 7, 8, and 10. Seems like a theme for me today. Terry's best bet, race number 6. He's digging on Suited and Booted. I got that 3 horses a top pick. I hope it works out this time, Terry, because usually if I agree with you, I jinx you. I don't want to do that anymore. Maybe you should send it to me in advance so I can pick somebody else. No picks in 7. Race number 8, we close it out with the first 4 even horses in another trifecta box. That wraps it up for this week, Terry. Any final thoughts from you before you and I get out of here and enjoy a nice weekend?
Yeah, I just wish for everybody to have a really good rest of the week. Stay safe. Enjoy what you're doing. Enjoy your family. And we'll see you on Monday.
Yes, indeed. No matter what you're doing for the rest of this terrific Terry Thursday, it's always good to have my co-host back. Thankfully, he's feeling better. No matter what you're doing, we hope that you have God's grace, God's favor until we get together again in all of your life endeavors. May everything that you do, Mr. Terry, end up in
the winner's circle.
Yes, we'll see you Monday for Parks. Until then, be blessed.